All right, I've thought a lot about this in that there's two simultaneous paths, okay? So one is to be able to increase the speed of the things that you play. Essentially ends up being like, to play eighth notes faster. It looks like what that is to be able to keep up at the jam, right? But that's a long-term project because it takes time and development to get all the pick strokes right, get the timing right, and that has to be done kind of slow with care and then built up over time. So that's a long-term project. The other thing, though, which looks like the same thing, but I don't think it is to be able to keep up at the jam. And the reason I say it looks like the same thing is like, well, it looks like, oh, I got to play faster to play these songs, but it might be actually a different problem. I would like to say the song was fast before I got here. So the problem is not how to play fast, but what to play on a fast song, okay? So here we've got Shady Grove, which basically you got Shady Grove almost up to speed anyway. But let's take this and let's look at the material in this, because what's going to happen is you're going to have to become an improviser, and an improviser is an explorer, and an explorer is just goofing off. You get dropped in Venice and you start looking around. Oh, that's neat over there. What's over here? So here we've got this pretty fast song. Shady Grove, my little love. Shady Grove, my darling. Shady Grove, my little love. Going back to Harlan. I got A minor, G, A minor, A minor, C, G, E minor, A minor. That's what Strum Machine says it is, so they believe them. Well, it's not too hard to play the rhythm part. Bass, strum, bass, strum, bass, strum. So already I'm playing the song, okay? And then you've got a melody. Shady Grove, my little love. Shady Grove, my darling. Shady Grove, my little love. Going back to Harlan, okay? But it's not just a melody, there's rhythm in the melody, okay? There's a metronome. Shady Grove. And that's on the A notes. What if I played as if the melody was, first of all, here, let's do this. It's G, or A minor, sorry. Shady Grove. And then the G chord is my little love. Now there is a melody, but what if I just played it on one note? My little love, shady grove, my little love. So I'm like basically gonna play the bass notes. A minor, G, A minor, A minor, C, G, E, A minor. Shady grove, my little love, shady grove, my darling, shady grove, my little love. Shady grove, my little love, shady grove, my darling, shady grove, my little love. See, there's material in the song that I can use. Now, if you can play a little more of the melody, that's fine. Now that is a full speed break, and it didn't take us doing, now it happens to be previous material, so then what did we do? Well, you have to kind of get good at, let's start with rhythm, okay? Let's take this chord progression. I'm going to play the chords, A minor, G, and I'm going to play them differently, okay? So first thing I'm going to go is ba-da-bum, and you're going to do that on every chord. Ba-da-bum, 1, 2, 3, 4, ba-da-bum, G, A minor, another A minor, C, G, A minor. Now let's do that on each bass note. Ba ba bum. So it's like ba ba bum. C, G, E, A. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. So let's go. Okay. 1, 2, A minor. G. Now C. E minor. A minor. Now the song we're playing is still so fast. But we're learning to, basically what we're learning to do is respond with our ears. Okay. So it's like, let's try this one on single notes. Bum, 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 bum. 1, 2, ready, go. G. Then bum, C. E. Okay. We haven't really played the melody yet, and it's okay. What about dig it like a dum diddy dum, bum biddy dum, dum diddy dum, bum biddy dum. 1, 2, ready, go. C. So we're playing something fast. Let's do now diddle diddle dum, 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 diddle diddle dum. Ready, go. That might be about as fast as that pick will move for you, which is fine. Oh, and that was a little higher tempo, but that's okay. Okay. All right. So now, material we have here, we got rhythm. Dun, bum. What is that? Stand By Me. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, all right, now let's look at these chords here. Let's look at this A minor chord. Strum across it slow. Well, I played 5 notes. Let's play 2 of them. Can you find those 2? Do-do. I'll try another 2. Now while the band's playing A minor, put a rhythm on it. I'm just playing notes literally from the A minor chord that I would hold. Now, I might let go of the notes and here's your A minor. See, there's something I can play. There's something I can play even at a fast speed. played 2 notes from the chord. Okay. Let's look at this G chord. Got all 6 strings. I like to hammer on to that note. A lot of these are open. Maybe when I get to the G chord, but what can I play? I mean, if I don't even know nothing, I can play. Sounds like a doorbell. Shady road. Could that be a lead? Could that be an improvised thing? Well, am I improvising? Well, I'm making a decision in the moment of what to do. So yes, I'm improvising. I'm using available materials, a G chord. So yeah, I'm improvising. I'm deciding what to play. Right at that time. Yeah, I've got 6 notes to play out of the G chord, but I'm picking which one. Or picking which 2, or picking which 3. I haven't even played a scale yet. Okay? And you could do that for every chord in this song. I got a C chord coming up. Don't have very long on the C, but there's my notes on the C. You know? Yeah, it's a chord, but it's also a note that can be used in lead. Okay? And then I think, what I got, a G chord, and an E minor chord is pretty easy, right? Okay? What if I like kept a rhythm going like, that could be the lead to the song, because I'm obeying the chords and not just the lyrics. So I got different elements here. I got a melody, sure. I've got a rhythm in the lyric. Shake, shake, roll, shake. You know, but I could play that, you know, on different notes. Shake, roll, my darling. And then I've got chord notes I could choose from that are just right under the regular fingers. And I could play those rhythms, or I could play a different rhythm. You know? And I'm exploring, I'm improvising with available materials. Now, we didn't play a scale. I think it's a good thing. I like an A minor scale here that has 5 notes. And I like to add 2 notes to the top of that. And then the next string. That's a nice scale for this song. You could take that and practice that, like put a different rhythm on every note. So I'm gonna go bum 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 on every note. Ready, go. B, C, D, E, G, A. There we go. How about bum 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 bum. How about bum 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 go bum bum how about dun 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 1 So that is like, what that's to do is like to get you imitating. That'll be something that works really well in person. I've tried this like this format, right? But hopefully that's a way to think a little bit. That there's two simultaneous goals. One is, learn those. You're learning the pick strokes, the quarter notes, the eighth notes, and getting going on that. But the other thing is, you're jamming right now, and you don't want to wait. That might be a 2-3 year project before you can have the technique down all the way, where you can play those songs at full speed at the jam. But you can play something right now at the jam, but that may require you to be an improviser. So being an improviser is making stuff up inside of parameters. The parameter might be a scale. You can make something up inside of a parameter. You can make choices inside of a scale. I just mix up this scale any way I choose. It has a result. I make something up inside of a rhythm. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. I can make something up that I hear. I don't know what it is. I make something up with the chord. I choose the order of the notes in the chord, but since everybody's on a C chord, I'm going to use the notes of the C chord. And you can start to improvise a little bit, imitating the melody, imitating something in the song. And nobody really judges anybody for exploring. Nobody said, I use Venice as an example because that's the city you got to explore. We went to Venice and we didn't know even how to get on a boat. And we just started walking around and we found a lot of really nice things, neat things. Go around this corner, there's staircases and buildings everywhere and nooks and crannies and shops and restaurants and everything. You really have a lot of fun just exploring. Nobody really judges you except you look like a tourist. Say, he dresses like an American. But nobody really judges you for exploring. So think about like that. When you're exploring and you get a break comes around, nobody's judging you for exploring. That's what an improviser is. You're exploring your guitar. Okay? So nobody's sitting there thinking like, oh, that sounds bad or that's that. They don't even care about that. And the quicker you get past that, the better you'll do. Because kind of there's going to be a stage there that really, from an outside ear, somebody ain't buying it. But from the inside, as a musician, we say, well, he's on the way. He's on the way. All right? All right, y'all have a good one.